Hello students. So in this lecture we will see our next part, that is error analysis. Okay. In class 9-10 you have done lot of experiments, okay, in lab, and when we do some measurement using some experiment inside laboratory, then we will get some error in our measurement. Okay. There are two kinds of error in measuring something. First one is error from observation, okay, and second one is error from instruments, okay. So error from observation and error from instruments, this error can be minimized by doing careful experiments, okay. Whatever precise instrument you take, how carefully you do the experiment, but there will be a small error, okay. Whatever the small it is, the error will be there in every experiment, okay. So error can be defined as the uncertainty of measurement, okay. Error means it is uncertainty in measurements, okay, uncertainty in measurements, okay. And error can be measured in different ways. There are three ways to measure error. One is ways to measure error. One by one we will do this, okay, and we will see how to measure this kind of error. First one is absolute error. Absolute error, okay. As we proceed we will understand what does this mean. Absolute error meaning what? Second one is relative error. Relative error or fractional error. Fractional error. And third one is percentage error, okay, percentage error, okay. But most of the time we use this thing, percentage error, okay. So as we proceed you will understand how to measure these things, okay. Next, suppose you want to measure density of a substance, density, rho. So what is the formula for measuring density? That is mass by volume. So first we have to measure the mass of the object and volume of the object, then we can get the density, okay. So these are the two physical quantities that we will measure by some instrument, right. So whenever we measure these physical quantities, okay, by using some instrument, then there are two kinds of error, okay. What are those two kinds of error? One is random error and another is systematic error, okay. So I am erasing this part. So there are two kinds of error when we measure this kind of physical quantity using some instrument. First one is systematic error, and second one is random error, okay. Now this systematic error arises due to few reasons. Any instrument, which instrument we use in the laboratory, every instrument works properly or accurately at a particular condition, okay. Whenever the everything around that instrument is same, then that particular instrument will give accurate measurement. But when we use it in the laboratory, their atmospheric conditions are different, okay. So we get different kinds of error. So this systematic error can be subdivided into three parts, okay. First one is instrumental error. Okay, instrumental error. What is this? This error comes from the instrument, okay, from zero error of vernier scale, meter scale, screw gauge, okay, and the condition of the instrument, okay. Second one is due to imperfection. That means suppose you did not put that instrument properly, adjustment is wrong, okay, then the instrument will not give the correct value. Okay, suppose you are doing an experiment for heat experiment you are doing, okay, and you are using some kind of metal or whatever, and in that experiment what is the assumption is no heat is radiating, but when we do the experiment in the lab we will see that the heat is radiating. Okay, this is an unwanted phenomena that we do not want. Theoretically there is no radiation, okay, but experimentally when we do that thing in the lab we will see that there is some radiation. Okay, so we cannot reject it. Okay, it can be minimized somehow, okay, but it cannot be deleted. Okay, there will be some radiation and there will be some imperfection. Okay, understand? And third one is gross error. Gross error means after doing experiment and after calculation, inside this gross error there are two parts. Observation and second one is calculation or computation. Okay, when we take the reading from that experimental setup, then there will be some error. Okay, there will be some error, that is the observation error. And when we calculate that, when we compute that physical quantity, okay, using these known physical quantities, then due to lack of calculation, okay, we get a little bit of error. So these two error combined together and we get gross error. Okay, understand? So these are systematic errors: instrumental, then imperfection, then gross error. Okay, now come to random error. Okay, random error arises due to two conditions. Okay, there are two reasons to get random error. First one is different condition while using the experimental setup. Okay, different condition. Suppose you are measuring voltage using voltmeter, okay, across a resistance for a particular circuit. Okay, that means cell is constant, potential due to cell, that is constant. Okay, so our theory tells that current will flow constant current will flow through the resistance, okay, until the circuit is switched on. Okay, but if we do the experiment and take the reading using voltmeter across the resistance, then after every time we will get different value. Okay, every time we will get a little bit different value. Okay, so theory tells that we should get exactly same value, but experimentally we are getting different value. Why? Few reasons are there. There is, suppose some heat is radiating from that wire, okay, wire is being heated due to flowing of current. Okay, second one is the cell potential is decreasing. Okay, so these are the few reasons for which this condition is changing across that resistance. For that reason the readings are also changing. Okay, this is different condition using the experimental setup. And second one, lack of judgment. Lack of judgment while taking the reading. Okay, lack of judgment. This means what? Suppose you are measuring length of a rod. Okay, you have taken a rod and you are using a meter scale. Okay, so you put the rod along the meter scale. Okay, one end it is 0, but the other end there may be some imperfection. Okay, suppose that other edge of that rod is matched between two consecutive markings, then which marking will take? Okay, that we don't know. Okay, so there lack of judgment comes. Understand? So these are the things for the introduction of error. Okay, how many kinds of error are there? What are the different reasons of getting error while we are doing some experiment in laboratory? Okay, and what does this meaning. Okay, instrumental error means what, random error means what, systematic error means what. So these are all for the introduction of error. Okay, now we will enter into the calculation of error. Okay, after doing some experiment, and we will see how to minimize that error. Okay, how we can minimize. So now we will see how to minimize the random errors. Okay, so our first point is minimizing random errors. Okay, so how to minimize? So suppose you are doing an experiment, and suppose you are measuring a length of a rod. Okay, using some scale. Okay, and you have taken few readings. Okay, suppose you have taken few readings, L1, L2 in this way, suppose Ln. So there are n number of readings. Okay, so first step is to find the mean value. That means L mean. Mean value is what? This is arithmetic mean. So we will add them and divide it by the number of readings. So L1, L2 dot 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 plus Ln by n. Okay, so in this way we will get the mean value. Okay, and then we will calculate the error. Okay, so this mean value is known as true value. Okay. Now first we will find the error for each calculation, then we will take their average. Okay, so delta L1 equal to what? L mean minus L1. In this way delta L2 you will get L mean minus L2. In this way delta Ln, so L mean minus Ln. Okay, so when you calculate these values, you may get positive, negative or 0. Okay, so after that we take the average of these absolute errors. So average delta L, average. Okay, average error. Okay, and this is also known as absolute error. Absolute error. Okay, so how to measure? So there is a little bit different. So these values may be positive, negative or 0, but here you will get only the positive values. That means they are magnitude only. Okay, so mod delta L1 plus mod delta L2, and in this way mod delta Ln. Okay, divided by n. So it will be the average of the absolute error. Okay, so this thing will be some value, and this is the true value, this is the absolute error. Now how will you express that reading? How will you express? The proper expression will be, at the end you will write the expression of that reading. Expression of that reading will be L mean plus minus delta L average. Okay, so this is the proper expression. In this way you will write at the end. Okay, understand? So here delta L average is the absolute error. Now how to calculate another two kinds of error, that is relative error or fraction error, and another one is percentage error. So first one is relative error. Relative error. Relative error means what? Relative error equal to delta L average by this L mean, true value. Okay, absolute error by true value, you will get relative error. And next one, percentage error. Percentage error. Percentage error will be what? This relative error into 100. So delta L bar by L mean into 100. So you will get percentage error. Okay, understand? Now from this thing, how to measure the range of that physical quantity? How to measure the range? So I am erasing this part. So that thing L mean plus minus delta L bar. Okay, then range of the physical quantity. Range of the physical quantity will be what? That is L mean plus delta L average to L mean minus delta L average. Okay, so this is the range. So I am giving one example, small example, then you will understand. So suppose I am measuring resistance. Resistance R, at the end of this all calculation I got this type of thing, that is suppose 10 plus minus 0.2 ohm. So what will be its range? So range will be this plus this, that means 10.2 ohm to this minus this, that means 9.8 ohm. So this is the range. Okay, understand? Now I am solving one numerical related to this thing, then you will understand it properly, how to measure all these things. So suppose here I am taking 5 readings, 5 lengths. So L1 equal to suppose 3.01 centimeter, okay, L2 3.02 centimeter, L3 3.03 centimeter, L4 3.01 centimeter, and L5 3.03 centimeter. Okay. Now you have to express the length in that way. That means L mean plus minus delta L average. So how to find that? So I am drawing a table so that it will be a proper way. So this is first is observed readings, then L mean, then delta Li, that means L mean minus Li. I are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There are 5 readings, so I equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then we will find delta L average, and at the end we will write in that fashion, that is L mean plus minus delta L average. Okay, understand? So I am writing these readings: L1 3.01 centimeter, L2 3.02, L3 3.03, L4 3.01, and L5 3.03. Okay, now find the mean. Mean means add them divided by 5. You will get 3.02 centimeter. Okay, then this thing, so delta L1 equal to what? L means minus 3.01, so you will get 0.01. Now delta L2, you will get this minus this, that means 0. Then delta L3, you will get this minus this, so minus 0.01. Then delta L4, you will get this minus this, 0.01, and delta L5, you will get this minus 0.01. Okay, so if you add these 5 errors, you will get 0. Okay, so error means, how to calculate error? Using that formula. Okay, sum of their mod value divided by number of terms. Okay, sum of their mod values means, so delta L average, sum of their mod values means only the magnitude, no minus sign, plus 0, plus 0.01, plus 0.01, plus 0.01 by 5, you will get 0.04 by 5. Okay, so after calculating you will get 0.008. Okay, but here in each reading you get, there are 2 decimal places, but here 3 decimal places. Okay, so we have to convert that 3 decimal place into 2 decimal places. So there is a round of thing, you will get 0.01 centimeter. Okay, rounding off, how to do this rounding off, I will show that thing in the next lecture. Okay. So delta L average is 0.01 centimeter. Okay. Okay. And at the end we have to write in that way. So it will be L mean 3.02 plus 0.01 plus minus 0.01 centimeter. Okay, understand? Understand? So what will be its range? So range will be this plus this, so 3.03 centimeter to this minus this 3.01 centimeter. This is the range. Okay. Now this thing 0.01, this is known as absolute error, and this part is known as true value. Okay, understand? Now absolute error, how to calculate absolute error from this thing, that we have understand. Now we have to find that relative error, how to calculate relative error. So I am doing this here. Relative error. So first one, relative error. Relative error means what? Absolute error by true value. So it will be 0.01 by 3.02. Okay. There will be no unit because it is a ratio. So it is just a number. And then percentage error. Percentage error will be what? Percentage error is relative error into 100. So it will be 0.01 by 3.02 into 100. This much percentage. Okay. This much percentage. And at the end you will get the result almost equal to 0.33%. Okay. Understand? So in this way we have to calculate the error, absolute error, relative error, percentage error for this kind of problem. Okay. Next, come to the least count of instrument and its accuracy. So now we will see the least count in measuring instrument and their accuracy. So least count of measuring instrument and accuracy. Okay. So there are a lot of instruments that you use in the lab, okay, for experimentation, and for every instrument you will get the smallest value that instrument can measure, and that smallest value is known as the least count. Okay. However the least count will be, that instrument can measure that smallest value. Okay. So here I am giving the example of few instruments that you have already read in class 9, in the first chapter of class 9. That is, first one, the least count of meter scale. It is how much? 0.1 centimeter. Okay. Least count of vernier calipers. It is how much? 0.01 centimeter. Do you remember the formula for finding least count of vernier calipers? It is the smallest division on main scale by the number of division on vernier scale. And third one, least count of screw gauge. This thing you have already read. Screw gauge. Its least count is 0.001 centimeter. And what is the formula for least count of this screw gauge? It is pitch by number of division on circular scale. Okay. So here in meter scale it is 0.1 centimeter. So up to this value we can measure up to 1 decimal place. In vernier calipers we can measure up to 2 decimal place. In screw gauge we can measure up to 3 decimal places. Okay. So small the value, the least count is for an instrument, that small value we can measure using that instrument. Okay. So whenever you are using this kind of instrument, and the least count will be the absolute error for that measurement. Okay. So least count will be the absolute error when you are using meter scale, the absolute error will be plus minus 0.1 centimeter. For verniers calipers, it will be plus minus 0.01 centimeter. Okay, so in this way. So I am giving one example so that you can understand it properly. So suppose you are using a meter scale, okay, and you are measuring the length of a rod, okay. So I am erasing these two parts. So suppose the length of rod measured by this meter scale equal to 25 centimeter, okay, and the least count you know that is 0.1 centimeter. So the absolute error will be plus minus 0.1 centimeter, okay, plus minus 0.1 centimeter, okay. So how will you express the length of the rod properly using error? So it will be 25.0 plus minus 0.1 centimeter, okay. So after this decimal point we will take one digit, okay. So 25.0 plus minus 0.1 centimeter, okay. So this is absolute error. Now how will you calculate the relative error? Next, relative error or fractional error. It will be absolute error by the true value. Here absolute error is 0.1 and true value is 25, okay. So this will be the relative error or fractional error. And another one is percentage error. Percentage error will be what? Relative error into 100. So 0.1 by 25 into 100, okay. So you will get this 4. So 0.4 percentage, okay. So these are the three kinds of error: absolute error, relative error, and then percentage error, okay, for this kind of instrument where you can calculate the least count, okay. So in this way you will use in the experiment also, we will calculate the errors also in this way. Now come to the combination of errors, okay. So combination of errors. There are many mathematical equations you will get in physics where there are more than one physical quantities are involved, okay. So whenever there are a number of physical quantities involved in a mathematical expression, then we will get combination of errors. So this error will depend on the individual physical quantities, okay, the error of individual physical quantities, okay. So this combination of error depend on two things. First one, the error of individual physical quantities, and second thing, the mathematical expression which relates those physical quantities. Okay, understand? Now there are lots of operation like addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, power above the physical quantities. So we will see one by one and we will see how to calculate those errors one by one. So first one is addition and subtraction. First one, addition and subtraction. Okay. So suppose I am taking a simple equation, A equal to B plus C. Okay. And there I am taking A equal to B minus C. Okay. This is addition, this is subtraction. Okay. B and C are suppose the measured physical quantities like length, mass, okay, time. Okay. So these are measured physical quantities. And this is A is the derived quantities. Okay. A depends on B and C. Okay. So whenever you are measuring B and C, you will get some error, okay, for B and C, okay. And suppose the limiting errors for B and C are plus minus delta B and plus minus delta C, okay, for this operation also, okay. Now what will be the error after calculating this A? What will be the error? So error formula for A, delta A, will be simply delta B plus delta C, okay. And at the end we will write A like this, A plus minus delta B, okay. This is the proper expression at the end, okay. Here also, here the subtraction A equal to B minus C, but the error in A will be delta B plus delta C, okay. So whenever you are calculating the error of this derived quantity, then that error will be additive always, okay. In the error will be additive from the error of individual physical quantities, okay. The operation may be addition, subtraction, but in the formula of error it will be always addition, okay. And at the end we will write A plus minus delta A, okay. Understand? If whether it is A equal to B plus C or A equal to B minus C, the error formula are similar, okay. Now I am giving one example so that you can understand. So one example. Suppose there are two resistances, okay. There are two resistances connected in series. R1 equal to 2 plus minus 0.2 ohm and R2 equal to 5 plus minus 0.3 ohm, okay. In this kind of expression, the first term is the true value and second term is the error, okay. So these two resistances are connected in series. You have to calculate the equivalent resistance with proper error, okay. So equivalent resistance, what is the formula of equivalent resistance for when the resistances are in series? It will be, first you will write the formula. So R equivalent will be R1 plus R2, okay. So for this true value part, we will add them simply, that is 2 plus 5, okay. Then after this true value, plus minus sign. Then for the error part, we will add them because this is additive, okay. The formula is additive relation, okay. So we will add this error part simply, plus 0.3. So this will be ohm. So it will be 7 plus minus 0.5 ohm, okay. Understand what will be its range? Range is 7 plus 0.5 to 7 minus 0.5 ohm, okay. So in this way you have to calculate the equivalent resistance with error, okay. There you will get lot of problem like two temperatures are given, okay. Two temperatures are given, find the total of the temperature with proper error, okay. Find the difference of the temperature with proper error, okay. So error will be added always, okay. In this kind of if it is A equal to B plus minus C, B plus C or B minus C, the error will always be added, okay. So this is one operation. Next operation, multiplication or division. Second operation, multiplication and division, okay. Multiplication and division. So here I am writing two equations again. Suppose A equal to B into C, okay, and another equation is A equal to B by C, okay. Okay, again the limiting error in B and C is plus minus delta B and plus minus delta C, okay. They are also the same thing. Now how will you calculate the error for A? So if it is in the multiplication form or division form, the error formula will be similar. How? So it will be delta A by A equal to delta B by B plus delta C by C. Okay, there you will get a similar kind of formula, delta A by A equal to delta B by B plus delta C by C. Okay, if there are more than two factors B, C, suppose D, then again give plus delta D by D. Okay, another factor, then again plus delta that factor by that one. Okay, in this way it will go on. If it is multiplication or division, the error formula are similar. Okay, delta A by A. Now this delta A by A, this tells about what? This is relative error or fractional error. Okay, delta A by A, this tells about the fractional error or relative error, fractional error. Okay, now suppose you want to calculate the percentage error. Okay, percentage error. Then just multiply this into 100. So it will be delta B by B plus delta C by C into 100, this much percentage. Okay, so this is fractional error and percentage error, just multiply by 100. Suppose you want to calculate the absolute error, then it will be delta A. You have to find delta A. Delta A is the absolute error only. So then multiply, cross multiplication, A delta B by B plus delta C by C. Just cross multiplication. Okay, so this is absolute error, absolute error. This is fractional error, and percentage error is multiplied by 100. Okay, understand? Okay, now we will see one or two numericals. Okay, related to this formula. If it is B into C or if it is B by C. Okay, so example. Suppose a body covers a distance is given 13.8 plus minus 0.2 meter. Okay, a body covers a distance 13.8 plus minus 0.2 meter, and the time it takes t equal to 4.0 plus minus 0.3 second. Okay, so from this distance and time we can measure speed. Okay, so you have to calculate speed with proper error. Okay, so first we will write the formula. S is equal to V into T. Okay, or V is equal to S by T. So this is V is equal to S by T is this kind of thing. Okay, division. Okay, so first calculate the value. V will be what? True value of S by true value of time. So true value of speed, true value of speed, it will be just 13.8 by 4.0, this much meter per second. Okay, you will get how much? 3 4s are 12, then 3.45 meter per second. Okay, but in this you get after decimal point only one digit is there, so we will take only one digit here, 3.4 meter per second. This is a round up thing that we will do in the next lecture. Okay, now we have to calculate the error. So this is division formula, and in the division formula the error will be like this. Okay, so here delta V by V equal to delta S by S plus delta T by T. Okay, so delta S by S, delta S is this much, 0.2. So 0.2 by 13.8 plus delta T is this much, 0.3. 0.3 by 4.0. Okay, you will get some value. Okay, and at the end we have to find delta V. Okay, at the end we have to find delta V. So delta V will be what? So here delta V will be what? This value into V. Okay, V is what? V is the true value. V is the true value, that means 3.4. So I am writing here it is 3.4. Okay, 3.4, and at the end after calculating this you will get 0.3. Okay, so delta V is 0.3. Unit will be what? Unit of velocity, meter per second. So this is absolute error and this is true value. Now how will you express them? So proper expression will be true value plus minus error. So true value plus minus error means 3.4 plus minus 0.3 meter per second. So this is the proper expression. Okay, understand? So we have used this equation, this type of equation, division. Now we will see another multiplication. So I am erasing this, another we will see multiplication. So suppose you are measuring the length and breadth of a rectangular sheet. Okay, so this is suppose a rectangle. You are measuring the length and breadth, and length you are getting 5.7 centimeter and breadth you are getting 3.4 centimeter. Okay, and here you have used the meter scale. So the least count is 0.1 centimeter. Okay, you have to calculate the percentage error in the area. Okay, percentage error in the area. So I have told that least count will be the absolute error. Okay, least count will be the absolute error. Okay, so here we can write length equal to in this way 5.7 plus minus 0.1 centimeter, and breadth we can write in this way, that is 3.4 plus minus 0.1 centimeter. Okay, here we have to calculate the percentage error. Okay, percentage error equal to question mark. Here we have to calculate the percentage error. Okay, so percentage error means we will use this formula. This is multiplication type. Area equal to what? Length into breadth, multiplication type. So we will use this formula. Then this will be the fractional error into 100. We will get the percentage error. Okay, so delta A by A, this is fractional error, is delta L by L plus delta B by B. Okay, now delta L by L is what? 0.1 by 5.7. Okay, plus delta B by B 0.1 by 3.4. Okay, this will be only a number, no unit, because it is delta A by A. Okay, ratio. So percentage error will be delta A by A into 100. So you will get 0.1 by 5.7 plus 0.1 by 3.4 into 100, and after calculating you will get 4.7 percentage. Okay, so first you have to remember what is the formula. Okay, formula you have to remember, the mathematical expression you have to remember. If it is multiplication type, then this is the formula for error. If it is division type, then also this is the formula for the error. Then this will tell the fractional error. Percentage error means this into 100. Okay, understand? So this is our second case. Now third case. Third case is very, very important for your competitive exam. These are also important, and this multiplication division is the one assumption or one special case of the third type. Okay, so third type. Second type is the special case of this third type. Third type is, suppose there are some powers upon the measured physical quantities. Okay, then how we will calculate the errors? Okay, suppose the relation is like this. Suppose I am taking any quantity, suppose A equal to B to the power X, C to the power Y, and D to the power Z. Suppose there are three measured quantities now, B, C, D. Okay, and they are related with this derived quantity in this way. Okay, in this mathematical expression. Okay, then how will you calculate? Okay, so this first I will tell that this X, Y, Z, these may be any numbers, positive, negative, fraction. Okay, they may be positive, they may be negative, they may be fraction, whatever. Okay, any numbers. Okay, so whenever you will calculate the error of A, suppose you know the error of B, C, D, and the errors, limiting errors in B, C, D are suppose plus minus delta B, plus minus delta C, and plus minus delta D. Then what will be the error in A? So here we will again get delta A by A. Okay, delta A by A. Now what will be the formula? Now look it very carefully. Now we will take this power out, okay, in front of them, x, b to the power x, so x come in front of b, then delta b by b, okay, plus y delta c by c, plus z delta d by d. Now I am telling a very important thing, that is this x will be inside modulus, y inside modulus, z inside modulus. So if x, y, z are negative, then when we will write this formula, x, y, z will be only positive. If it is positive, then it will be positive. It is fine. If it is negative, then here it will be positive. If it is fraction, then fraction. But if it is negative, then here it will be positive only. Okay, no negative value we will use here. Okay, only the positive values. All signs are positive. Okay, understand? This is the maximum error. Okay, this is the maximum error. Okay, and percentage error, and this is, you can understand, this is a fractional error. Okay, or relative error, because it is delta A by A. Okay, so percentage error. Percentage error will be what? Delta A by A into 100. This is the maximum percentage error. So it will be what? X into delta B by B into 100 plus y into delta C by C into 100 plus z into delta D by D into 100. Okay, now this is basically what? This is basically what? This is the percentage error in B. Okay, percentage error in B. This is basically what? Percentage error in C. And this is basically what? Percentage error in D. Okay. So suppose these things are given, percentage error, percentage error, percentage error are given. You have to calculate the maximum percentage error of this. You can easily calculate x, if you know x, y, z, just put the values, multiply them, add them, you will get the result. Understand? Now you will understand that this third type gives the second type. Okay, second type is a special case. If we put here x, y, z is 1, 1, 1, then it will be a multiplication type, simply multiplication, a equal to b into c into d. Okay, if we remove this part, then y equal to minus 1 and x equal to 1, then it will be b by c. Okay, so a equal to b by c, so it is division type. So second type is the special case of the third type. So if you remember the third type, then you do not have to remember the second type. Understand? If you remember third type, you do not have to remember second type. Okay, now we will see one or two numerical, then you will understand it properly. Okay, these are things. Okay, so you will understand it properly. So I am erasing this part and solving few numericals related to this third type. So suppose there is an example like this. A relation is given, that is p equal to a cube b square by root c into d. Okay, and percentage error of a, b, c, d are given. So percentage error of a equal to 1%, percentage error of b equal to 3%, percentage error of c equal to 4%, and percentage error of d equal to 2%. Okay, you have to find the maximum percentage error in the quantity p. Okay, you have to find maximum percentage error in p. So how will you calculate? There are powers. Okay, 3, 2, some are in the down. Okay, so first I am writing them properly. So a cube b square you can take them in the numerator. If you do not take them, don't worry, okay? The similar way will follow. So root c means c to the power half into d. So here power 3, 2, half, 1. Okay, understand? So I am putting the formula directly. So delta p by p into 100 maximum percentage. So delta p by p into 100. Okay, so it will be 3 into power is 3, so 3 will come out. So 3 into percentage error in A. Okay, then plus here power 2, so 2 into percentage error in B. Okay, then half, so half will come out. Percentage error in C plus upon D power is 1, so 1 percentage error in D. Okay, now put the values. 3 into percentage error in A, what is 1%, plus 2 into percentage error in B, that is 3%, plus half into percentage error in C, that is 4%, and at the end 1 into percentage error in D, that is 2%. Okay, now multiply them. 3%, 6%, 2% plus 2%. What will be the answer? 6 plus 3, 9, 11, 13. Okay, these are very easy. Okay, these are very easy, and this kind of problem you get in competitive exam, NEET, IIT also. Okay, many competitive exam you can get. So in this kind of problem is very important for your competitive exam. Okay, now I am solving another 2 numericals which came in the previous year of NEET. So this question came in NEET 2008. Okay, the question is, if the error in the measurement of radius of a sphere is 2%. Okay, so error in radius equal to 2%. So this is percentage error. Okay, you have to find the error in the determination of volume of sphere. So error in the determination of volume of sphere, that we have to calculate. Okay, I am giving the 4 options. A is 8, B 2%, C 4%, and D 6%. Okay, understand? So here we have to remember the formula. Volume of sphere. What is the formula? V equal to 4 by 3 pi r cube. Okay, V equal to 4 by 3 pi r cube. Okay, 4 by 3 pi is a number. Okay, a constant number does not have any error. Okay, only the measurement quantity will have error. So we have to find the percentage error, that means delta V by V into 100. That will be what? This 4 by 3 pi will have no error. Only r cube will have error. And here power is 3, so 3 will come out. So 3 into percentage error in R. Okay, so 3 into percentage error in R is given 2%, that is equal to 6%. Very easy. Okay, so right option is D. Okay, understand? Clear? Another question came NEET 2013. Okay, that question is like the previous one, that is P is given, it is a relation is given A cube B square CD. Okay, A cube B square CD, and the error, percentage error in A, B, C, D are given. Percentage error in A is 1%, percentage error in B it is 2%, percentage error in C 3%, and percentage error in D 4%. Okay, and the 4 options are given here, that is A equal to 7%, B 4%, C 14% and D 10%. Okay, so how will you calculate? In the same way, cube square 1 1, so delta P by P into 100 max. Okay, will be what? Power will come out, so 3 into percentage error in A plus 2 into percentage error in B plus 1 into percentage error in C plus 1 into percentage error in D. Okay, next 3 into percentage error in A means 1, so 3 into 1%, then 2 into 2%, then 1 into C 3%, then at the end 1 into D means 4%. Okay, now multiply and add 3%, 2 to the 4%, 3% plus 4%. So it will be 4 plus 3, 7, 10, 14%. So which one is the correct option? C. Okay, understand? Very easy problem these are. Just you have to practice a little bit, you can solve this. Okay, so now I am giving one or two examples or one or two exercises that you can solve at home. Okay, question 1, voltage. Voltage is given. How much? 100 plus minus 5 volt. And current is given. I equal to how much? 10 plus minus 0.2 ampere. Okay, find the percentage error in calculating resistance. So find percentage error in calculating resistance. Okay, another question I am giving. Another question is, suppose you are measuring mass of a quantity 5 kg. Okay, and the mass is measured by which? By beam balance. Okay, and its least count of balance. Least count will be what? 0.001 kg. Okay, and another radius of a sphere is 10 centimeter, and radius is measured, suppose meter scale, so least count of scale equal to 0.1 centimeter. Okay, so mass of a metallic ball and radius of that metallic ball is this. Okay, calculate percentage, maximum percentage error in determining its density. Okay, understand? So this is the true value, this is error, here this is true value, this is error. Here you have to first find the formula. Density is what? Rho equal to mass by volume. Volume means, volume is a derived quantity, so 4 by 3 pi r cube. Okay, use this formula and then find the maximum error of rho. And here what is the formula? Required formula is V equal to IR. Okay, use this formula and find the maximum percentage error. This is multiplication type, this is also division type or third type you can tell. Okay, this is also a special case of third type. Okay, so try to solve these problems. Okay, and look at these lectures properly. You will get to know what are the concepts and the techniques, how to solve different kinds of problem, how to solve the competitive level problems, board level problems. Okay.